What are you doing with insurance on your Sub2 stuff?
So we swap out the insurance. Sometimes it's easier to talk to the current insurance company that the seller has and see if you can just swap that into a landlord policy, and then have the trust as the primary, and then the seller, and then my LLC in an ideal world on those docs, like during the swap. It seems to be it depends on every deal, is just totally different. You know what I mean? Where it's at, like, so I'd like to nail down like really certain geographic areas. I'm not going to turn down a great deal somewhere I haven't done it if it pans out, but like, kind of to make things hopefully easier. Like, right, if there is an eviction, like I have all my people in place, like things like that, so I don't have to jump around, because every state is, just recording the deed in different states is like, it's just it's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Like, how do you train somebody how to do that? You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things. So
it can be tough. It can be tough. So your insurance is because your trust is how they're doing it, because usually the insurance companies will not take that seller off of first position.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. So it really depends. Like I've had it done the right way, and I've had it done where, the seller is it has to maintain up the primary. So it's, I can imagine running into issues one day if there's a claim, depending on what property it is. Like again, that's one of those things. It's like, it's hard for me to keep track of everything, because every deal really is like just different in many aspects. It's just really hard. I think that's what it can be overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah. So we actually, the way we do is we'll leave the existing insurance in place, and not touch it, other than I will go on as an additional insured.
Okay. That seems a lot easier.
And then I turn around and I get a whole new policy.
Okay.
With me as the owner, because if the deed's in my name now,
right.
It's got to be in my name, because the underlying. So what my attorneys and insurance people even tell me is, let's say you do a Sub2 and your trust is saving you because your seller is still part of that trust.
Right.
Where the way we do it, if the seller is still on the existing mortgage, or on the existing mortgage, they're also on the existing insurance. However, now I have the deed. If there's a total loss, that insurance company is going to come back and say, well, Jane Doe, you're not the owner anymore. John Burgher is. I'm not insuring John Burgher, so I have to have my own policy on that. So we actually end up paying for two policies. Now that's changed. I'm big enough now that I was able to get a blanket insurance policy.
Okay.
And so now the agent I use is out of Dallas, Texas, and she does nationwide. And I actually get the seller put on, us put on, as well as the mortgage company put on, and we've had no problems with that. So now I'm back down to one policy by using her, because she understands what we do.
A lot easier. That seems a hell of a lot easier.
And it's all in one spot, and they do very, very well working with them. And you got to have so much of a portfolio before she'll take you on. And I don't know what that number is, but I ran across her. Do you know the name Eddie Speed?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eddie Speed, the note guy, note school. So I was actually at one of his conventions, and I know Eddie, and I met her there, is where I met her. And that's all been switched over. I think we've been doing it for a year and a half now.
Okay.
Oh, actually, a year and a half now.
Wow.
So it's worked out well for us. So, but all my students, I recommend that two policies. Your trust is a little bit different, because you still have everybody in there. Where we ran into a problem, and we did a VA, and any VA, I always do it with an agreement for sale. I never take the deed. And we didn't put an extra insurance policy on, because it was a miscommunication between me and the person who was handling my insurance. And we had a claim. Trying to get that seller to sign off on that check was a mother. I actually had to pay him money to sign that check over to us. Even though in our documentation, it says, no, it goes to us.
Yeah.
He wouldn't sign it.
Yeah.
He refused. And I either go to court or pay him something.
Yeah. It's a lot to keep track of. I can imagine it never really being a perfect process for sure, but
yeah.
Cool.
So, well, cool. I'm look forward to have you on our community and have you
Yeah.
as a student, and I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, same here, John. I appreciate it, man.
So, any other questions I can answer for you before we go?
Nah, I think we're good. I gotta jump off and talk to my CPA, and I'm not excited about that.
Oh, fun. All right.
So
Sounds good. Well, hopefully we'll see you this afternoon.
sounds good, John. Thank
All
you.
right. Have a good one.
See ya.